Well, I find sitting down to write to be incredibly painful and difficult and hard and tragic. And I get into all kinds of psychic battles with myself. And starting out and doing it is probably my least favorite thing to do in life, even though it's like my job and career and the thing I like to do the most too. My name's Joe Randazzo. I'm the editor of The Onion. So that means I'm responsible editorially for the newspaper and website, everything except for the Onion News Network. And we spend a lot of time and a lot of care trying to come up with really good jokes. Readers who get it feel like they're in on it, that they're part of the joke. And I think people have memories of the first time they saw The Onion and were sort of surprised and intrigued by it. This is my office. You might want to put on the wide-angle lens for this one. Well, I never could have imagined, honest to God, that I would wind up working at The Onion. And literally that idea of, well, there's no way you could work at The Onion, because how do you work at The Onion? You know, you never knew who the staff writers were. There were no bylines. I worked on a couple seasons of The Apprentice and a season of Survivor, and The Apprentice Martha Stewart. The droning monotony of life at a job that you don't find rewarding was becoming heavier and heavier on my soul day after day. So I eventually started doing improv. A couple people who I didn't know at the time, they were in my class, but one of them, Carol Kolb, was the former editor-in-chief here. Now she's the head writer at ONN. And she invited me to submit headlines, and I did. And then I was hired as an assistant editor, and that was about 4 years ago. So I've clawed my way to the top since then. Yeah, and then here is the bulletin board where we sort of collect various letters and complaints and things like that. Like we've got a letter from the Thai consulate, Thailand, because we depicted their prince in our atlas sitting on his throne in front of a scantily clad woman who was bending over him, and said that his official title was Rim Inspector. There's no real subject that we sort of feel is off limits, but so long as we're coming up with a joke that has like empathy in it, and it's sort of from the right angle, from the right side, not victimizing the wrong people, then I think any subject could be joked about. Each of the staff writers and each of the contributors write 15 headlines a week, and we sort of winnow those down from roughly 600 every week to, 4 stories, 2 op-eds, and a smattering of one-liners. It's not 1 in 50 million like a sperm, but it's pretty close. It's kind of like a joke sperm. And I guess I'm the fallopian tube. I've answered that question so many times about the process that the sperm thing just felt fresh and new. Disgusting.
He's hilarious, stand-up comedian, and also the editor of The Onion. Everyone, give a warm welcome for Joe Randazzo.
I really enjoy performing a lot. It's probably my favorite thing to do. I've been doing it for about 10 years. And I usually kind of exaggerating my own shyness and just really playing with like awkwardness and tension.
Like what existed before this and what's going to exist after this? What does it matter, right? At some point we're all going to be encompassed by the infinity of nothing. What does it mean? Well, it's great to be here tonight, and
if you're interested in doing comedy, you should start creating your own comedy, and you should start making stuff and doing stuff and writing stuff, and that's the way that you're going to get noticed. The more that you're out there, the more people are going to see you, and maybe you'll befriend one of our staff writers and trick them into letting you submit. But I think you just have to put yourself out there and start creating things on your own.